What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're gonna be talking about the I guess I'll talk about new challenges, added into NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. They're challenges that aren't necessarily game-changing, game-breaking, but I don't mind them. So last week, we basically saw the domination challenges, in which if you got the domination done, I think you got like an XP boost, something like that. This week, if you do grind this thing out, 3-point takeover, and grind, get all these challenges done. Again, it's not super difficult to do. You need summon breakout, summon domination, summon triple threat, and then summon salary cap or showdown. You do these things, you will earn a free legend badge. Now, here's the part that I think is important, at least for people to think about, right? These challenges by themselves aren't really exciting, right? Like, to me, even it's nothing really crazy exciting or something to look at. But if you combine that with these, I think that's where you can really, work things out. So, for example, vibes and domination. You got to do all these things. You got to use 7 different vibes players. You got to do all these things with, your different vibes, right? You got to get these things done. Now, with that being said, I need to go through and get some different vibes players, because right now I don't have any vibes players. Why? Because I haven't even grinded these vibes challenges, which we'll talk about here in a second as well, that I think is important to do, right? If you haven't combined the vibes challenges with the 3-point takeover, you can do that as well. So for example, I need to get 33s and dunks over multiple games. That challenge is going to get done. When I'm in domination, I can get this triple double with the player in the game. I can do these things, right? But that's the point I'm trying to make, is you can combine these new 3-point takeover challenges, whether it's the vibes challenges, whether it's the summer festival challenges, and get rewarded in a massive way. And so that's, I guess, I'm not really a big fan of where the game's at right now. You guys kind of know that. But if you can combine all of these things, guess what? It's a free shooting legend badge. Now, I want to talk about why it's important that it's a shooting legend badge here in a second. But here's the deal, guys. Like, these vibes players are not super cheap right now. Like, you're going to have to spend 4,000 MT on these vibes players, which is part of the reason that I would recommend trying to get some of these cards out of the 10 box, so then you don't have to, go buy these cards. And, in my opinion, like, it is what it is. They're not necessarily that overpriced. But it's just like the fact of the situation is, if you can have these cards without having to, buy them, that's important. But here's the point I'm trying to make, right? The legend badge you're going to get is a shooting legend badge. Now, here's why that's important. If you go in here to badges and you go to the shooting, there is not a bad shooting badge in the game. And so this is really why I think it is worth your time to do. Because normally if it's a random legend badge, like, you could get Versatile Visionary, useless. You could get Break Starter, not very good. But since it is a shooting badge, I take any of these badges, and all of these badges are good. Genuinely, there is not a bad badge that you can get. And if you get, Limitless, Set Shot Specialist, Deadeye, some even Shifty Shooter, those are some of the most important badges in the game. And so you can go get a free legend badge. And like I said, grind breakout while you're doing it. Grind, grind domination, grind solo showdown. Get these challenges done as well, because then you're going to add your, festival cards. You're going to add a bunch of these things to your collection, and that's the really big thing for me that's worth it, right? And obviously for you guys, if you don't like playing showdown, it's not like you have to go in there and do anything crazy. You just got to make 5 threes. Same thing in Triple Threat Park. You don't have to do anything crazy. All you've got to do is make 5 threes. So, like, for me the other day, I went into, I think it was actually, it's to grind this, right? Because there's a vibe challenges. You got to go in here and play 2 multiplayer games anyways. So while you're doing these types of challenges, grind the 3-point takeover, and you don't have to do anything crazy. The one thing you're going to have to do is make 5 3-pointers and shoot 100% with the player in a game. But what I want you guys to know and understand is, if you go into a breakout triple threat game, you have Michael Jordan as one of your guys, and if you make 5 3-pointers in a row with Michael Jordan, then take the rest of your threes with Victor Wembanyama or whoever else you have on your team. It doesn't have to be the guys that I'm saying, but once you make 5 in a row, switch it up, right? Don't test it out. Don't try to, make them, make any more shots with that player. And then you're going to have one of those challenges done. Now, again, that's just one out of the lot, basically a lot of challenges that you have to do. But along the way, this is what I'm trying to really get at, as I already missed with Michael Jordan, which that's okay because I still got Victor Wembanyama, to get this challenge done. But here's what I'm really trying to get at for you guys. If you can combine this with the challenges, mind you, you're earning MT as you do, get rewarded. This is so worth it for you guys too. And again, a red shooting badge is important. It might not seem like it's the biggest deal in the world, but it is important, especially if, you're no money spent. Like, imagine you've got the Paul George card, right? Paul George is absolutely elite. But if you can add an extra red badge to him, that is obviously really, really, really impactful. And if you can find a way to make that happen and to get that done, it is only going to help you guys out in the long run. And so that's another thing that I would try to, do for you guys is it's not, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, legend badges, are they that important? I like them, but they're not like the, best thing, in the game. Obviously, I would much rather have a bunch of MT. But you're earning MT. You're getting all of those challenges done while you're grinding out for the free shooting legend badge. And so that's kind of, for me, why I think it's, not necessarily a bad grind. Normally, this is not challenges that I would really hype up at all. I normally wouldn't make a video about this. But for myself, I haven't grinded any of the vibes challenges for a $10. I haven't yet, right? I have not went through and grinded any of the challenges out for the event because I've been gone the weekend this weekend. I haven't really looked too much at it, and so for me it's it's something that I haven't looked a whole ton at. But if you can find a way to combine things, it is going to be worth your time. Now, obviously, I missed the shot I needed to make there with Victor Wembanyama, so I'm going to have to go into another game to ultimately get these challenges done, which is fine, right? I'm going to have to play enough breakout games anyways, but I need a breakout win streak as well. And so for me, even if you can't make the 5 in a row in the first game, guess what? You've got plenty of other games to get it done. And so for me, that's kind of why I actually like these challenges. No, it's not anything game breaking. No, it's not anything game changing. These challenges, to me, it's not even like content, right? It's nothing new really into the game. It's just like kind of filler content. But like for myself, I've got to kind of play catch up on all these grinds anyways. And so along the way, if I can earn a legend badge, that is super, super, super kind of helpful for me, right? It just gives me some extra motivation to grind the game, and you guys kind of might be in that same boat. Obviously, again, I, didn't get done the ultimate goal there, which was making the 5 threes in a row. But mind you, I'm grinding for level 40. Mind you, I'm grinding and getting an MT for each and every game I play. Mind you, every game I play, I'm going to get a step closer towards, getting these challenges done. And it might not seem like the biggest thing in the world, but even in Breakout, right? I've eventually got to use some Vibes players, and we're working on getting those players added to my squad. But these are the types of things that in the long run, if you use Vibes players to knock down 3-pointers, to get these breakout challenges done, to grind for this free $10, these are the things that are going to add up in the long run. So that's kind of, for me, what I'm really focused on. And again, you can knock down some clutch time 4-pointers while you're grinding this thing out, get a triple-double. And so that's another thing that I can go in here and do is, guess what? If I have to play a clutch time game, that's okay, right? I can try to get a triple-double with a guy, let's say, like a Victor Wembanyama, throw in some golds, throw in Michael Jordan to be able to knock down shots with. And before you know it, maybe I'll be able to get a triple-double with Victor Wembanyama, knock down some 4-pointers with Michael Jordan, and again, just slowly start creeping towards that legend badge, start creeping towards getting, all the rest of these things done. Because at the end of the day, guys, and this is what I always tell you, just by purely playing the game, there's nothing that's quote-unquote worth grinding for, right? Like, is 120 showdown wins worth it? No. Is 400 breakout games worth it? No. But if you can start to, combine things and make things shake, that's where you're really going to see things, in my opinion, start, really being worth it, for your squad, MT-wise, legend badge-wise. all of those things are going to add up, and in the long run, definitely kind of make a difference on your squad. So for me, my main goal in this game is to get a triple-double with Wemby. Obviously, it's not necessarily going to be the easiest thing to do. It's actually going to be really difficult. Triple-doubles are never easy, but hopefully I can get it done in this game. And then, you know, just keep moving forward in that right direction. So at the end of this thing, I'm going to get a free legend badge. I hope it's a good one. Obviously, again, it's a shooting badge, which obviously there's no real bad ones. Even if you get legend slippery off ball, guys, that is still a decent badge. That is still a badge that is super useful. So that's kind of the other thing about this is a lot of times, like, even when you get like a 99 plus overall pack, you can get guys that are basically useless out of there. Out of this free legend pack, you cannot get a useless card. Like, you can't, because it is a shooting badge. And in my opinion, there's not really any bad shooting badges. So that's kind of just another thing that I'm really kind of, I would say, overly optimistic about, is the fact that, guess what? There's nothing bad that can come of this at all. Like, again, your worst thing is what? Slippery off ball. And that is still a decent enough badge that I personally really do like. So just kind of something for you guys to think about. If you can combine, you know, this, like I said, if you can combine getting this legend badge with whatever your grind is. If you're trying to grind for level 40, awesome. If you're trying to, you know, grind for the new challenges, awesome. But if you can find a way to combine it, that is where you're gonna have your most success. So that's kind of my piece of encouragement for you guys today. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are doing. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.